Why did you go to Mr. Schroeder for the money?
Didn't. She goes, Schroeder, get off your ass and go to the ATM.
She's the one that told him to
go get the money.
No, I did not.
Oh, Cindy,
I did
man.
not. Because I wouldn't know where to get the money
Mr.
from.
Schroeder, how did you decide to give them any money? How did that come about?
We kind of agreed to ourselves that we can't let these guys do this just for nothing.
So what did you think was fair to give them?
About $3,000.
But you did put $8,000 on the receipt. Who mentioned the $8,000 for you to put on?
My head was telling me if I don't put that $8,000 on there, Ed most likely is not going to sign that receipt.
Is that because he had asked for $8,000?
Right.
I have nothing for it.
I do. Ms. Schroeder, I thought you testified that you'd given the plaintiffs $4,000.
We did.
The plaintiff submitted a text message from you on September 28th, months after the incident, where you indicate that you only gave them $3,000 and that you thought that was going to be the end of the story.
I knew about the other, but I watched Judge Judy enough where they've said, you know, if you don't give a receipt, how do you prove it?
So the $3,000 you're referring to here was just this $3,000 that your husband gave the plaintiff. You gave a separate $1,000 that you, the plaintiffs, are disputing. You contend you gave them that on May 23rd.
Right. Yeah, and that's the one that I'm not even really counting because we had no proof of receipts, but this time we do with the other ones, the 24, 25, and 26. We just have to eat that, I guess.
All right, then we're going to excuse the parties here while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you.
And this courtroom is now in recess.
Here's how I see this. I don't think anything nefarious went on. I don't think that they set out to defraud or trick Mr. Schroeder. I think that this transaction arose because of exactly the reason that they said. They wanted to help out their friends. I think their friends said, we're happy for the help. We can't afford to get the work done otherwise. And as often happens with informal arrangements between friends, they didn't quite agree, so the work wasn't quite finished. But I don't think that the plaintiffs set out to trick Mr. Schroeder. I'm not prepared to make any decision or judgment about his impairment. What I'm really struggling with here is whether or not they're entitled to more money under a quantum merit theory. I know they're not licensed contractors, but I also feel like there's some equity to be done here.
I think they started out with good intentions, and they know each other, they're friends, and they wanted to do a good job, but I think they both got themselves into a situation they didn't know how to get out of.
I think that the both of them had an intent to give them something, even though initially there really was no agreement as to an amount, but they wanted to, based on friendship, give them money. I know for sure they gave him $3,000. There was $1,000 given without a receipt.
Right.
So that means they got $4,000 out of this amount.
Right.
I think they're entitled to more money. I think they're entitled to more money.
I would be comfortable giving them a couple of thousand more. I don't have a two. Yeah.
So they got $4,000. They're suing for $5,000. So the verdict would be for $2,000.
Right.
Would you be on board with $2,000?
Yes,
I feel like that's equitable.
Yeah.
Very good. So we're unanimous. We've deliberated and we've reached a unanimous verdict. I find it refreshing when there's a dispute to resolve between people who, at least to my mind, are all generally decent. Look, you all started out trying to do the right thing by each other. You couldn't afford a contractor. Your friends jumped in. You wanted to pay your friends something. You weren't trying to get something for free. In transactions like that, things can get confused. They can be misunderstood. We didn't find any evidence that the plaintiffs engaged in trickery or tried to deceive Mr. Schroeder. We didn't think that there was any evidence of anybody being taken advantage of. We do think that you all didn't have a meeting of the minds because you were all just being a little bit loose. So we looked at the work, we looked at the evidence. We do credit the testimony about your having originally given them $4,000. We believe that based on the work that you did, you're entitled to additional sums on a quantum merit theory, not because it was in the contract, but just based on what you did. And the unanimous judgment of this court is that you're entitled to an additional $2,000, and that's our judgment. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you.